welcome to another episode of Bill Has Opinions, your weekly can't miss Bill shit. I am Laura Lavoie, and I'm here with Bill Perkins.
Howdy.
Who has opinions.
Yeah.
So yes, welcome once again to our show, where we just rant and ramble about mostly Bill's opinions, but I have some too.
You got some things to say.
I usually do.
You brought some things to say today.
I did.
All right.
We've got a short list.
Well, but a short list that will go long. Let's
exactly.
Like I'll have more than enough to say about that crap.
Exactly.
Anyway.
So let's start out with a little bit of this.
What am I drinking? I'm drinking the same thing that you're about to be drinking.
I will be drinking this. It's the Founders Porter, good Grand Rapids Brewery.
It's chilly out, so I stopped and picked up some porters. I pre-gamed with a Guinness Stout, and then I switched to this. But then I'm going to follow it up with a old beer-flavored beer, the Vernus Gruner Pilsner.
Yeah, I've got a beer-flavored beer right now. It's a standard beer-colored beer-flavored beer. It's actually the New Belgium Mountain Time.
Okay, I like that one.
Just standard lager.
Mountain Time's a summer beer to me. I feel like.
Yeah, but it's just a light lager.
It is very good. It's drinkable. So
yeah. As we've talked about on the show many times, my main goal these days is under 5% alcohol by volume. So whether it's I got to tell you, I almost bought us. I saw a whole 6-pack of Bigfoot brandy wine from Sierra Nevada. Dear Lord!
But then I didn't want to buy a whole 6-pack of it. Really,
yeah, because they're like 12% per beer.
They're only 9.
Are they really?
They're only 9. Yeah.
I don't know that I believe that.
That's what it said on the bottle. I picked it up and read it, but they made you. They didn't break them up. You had to buy an entire 6-pack, and I was like, I don't know if I want 6 of these.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I was gonna give a couple. Like, obviously, I'm gonna give you one and Matt one, but then I was like, I don't know if any of us want to drink 2 of them.
No.
So I was like, I passed. Some guy saw me looking at him, and he was like. He gave me like a whole spiel about what was so great about him. And I was like, yeah. Well, if they had one, I'd buy it, but I don't want this many.
Yeah, I mean, a barley wine is a heavy beer.
Yeah,
like
I had one ages ago when I was in Chicago. One time we went to the Goose Island Brewery, and they had a barley wine on tap, and theirs was like 13 or 14, and you could only get it at the brewery. Like they didn't export it because of that, right? Because there's states you can't have that.
There were
at the time, yeah, not now, because now you can go to any gas station and buy a 9.6 tall boy.
North Carolina used to have the law that was under, and then like you were there, you went to this right after the law was changed in North Carolina. A brewery downtown had a they called it like the dark arts whatever.
Oh yeah,
and they were selling things that had like 14-15% alcohol, and we got that was a night. Yeah, that was a night that we had. It was also, I mean, now that was at least 10, if not more, years ago. And
Jesus, was it that long ago?
Yeah, and I'm older than that now, and there's no world in which I could do that.
I know you're always like, "Woo!" Whenever I bring a 9 over, and I'm like, "I'll be all right. It's fine." Just, I mean, like I wouldn't bring a 6 of 9s over, But I'll get a tall boy of a 9 at the gas station.
Well, so that boy of a 9 is at least 2 to 3 9s.
And you feel like, yes, and I do agree with you on at least this regard, that I think a tall boy of a 9 at a gas station is a bad idea, right? Like I understand a tall boy of a 9 at the grocery store. Okay, I'm going to take this home and I'm going to drink it and pass out. But at the gas station, it's like you buy beer at the gas station on the go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't buy beer at the gas station to drink and drive with, but I feel like people who drink and drive don't need to be tempted with that, right? Like,
right.
I don't know. Anyways,
yeah, no, absolutely. No, a 9%, a tall boy of a 9% beer for me is a sharing beer.
That's what you're always like that. And I'm like, I can drink one and then move on to something else. Just whatever. It's fine.
It's fine. All right, let's see. Do we want to start with headlines or Bill shit? And really, these days,
it's kind of the same, isn't it?
Well, do you want to talk about this first or these first?
Let's just get this out of the way.
All right, let's get that out of the way. We'll call that Bill shit.
All right.
I mean, frankly, the lines are blurred. But you mentioned your current hobby.
Oh gosh, yeah. So my Facebook feed for the last week has been really, and I complained about this ages ago, like over a month ago, about how the algorithms are like forcing shit into your feed that you don't give a fuck about, right? And this is sort of tangentially related to that. But anyway, the thing that keeps popping up on my feed this week is the Gulf of America. And it's always, it's a post where somebody's like, Gulf of America, yeah, we did it. Woo! And I'm like, what did we do? First off, it's not a person I either follow or subscribe to. It's like a rando thing that pops up my feed. 90% of the time, turns out it's a news anchor from somewhere out of my market, even.
Right, some rando.
Rando news anchor, either a weatherman or a news anchor. So after I saw it for like the 5th time, I was like, well, this is nuts, because every time I see it, it's some news anchor. Like, I'll click on their profile to see who they are, and it's like, you know, the lead anchor at WKRG in Cincinnati or whatever, you know, and I'm like, fuck that shit. Like I don't know who this guy is, why he's in my feed. But then I finally, after a while, I started putting it all together, and I was like, you know what? I bet Sinclair and Fox made these motherfuckers post this shit to show fealty, right?
Oh yeah,
to keep their jobs, essentially. Like, are you gonna be a good cog? Okay, then. Yeah, post the Gulf of America and put like, woohoo, yeah, good thing, we made it. Anyway, I always respond. Well, I was okay. Here's what I've decided. Some of the people who posted actually are politicians, because I look at every one of them, and so some of them are like some junior senator from Missouri or some shit, you know. And then I'll basically just like, what did we win? Do I get my Gulf of America money soon? That's what I say to those people, and then I hide. Then I'd say, Don't show me.
Then you hide it.
Don't show me any more things by this fool, you know. but the news anchors, I've actually just started posting my postulate that, oh, I guess Sinclair and Fox made you fuckers have to show fealty, you know, just to make them feel like small, you know, like, haha, yeah, eat shit. And then I hide them also, because I don't want to see them anymore either. So I just keep doing that, and eventually my Facebook feed will get back to normal, because I'll have hidden every fucking thing on the planet
until the algorithms come up with something else to show you.
Yeah, but if it just shows me like AI nonsense, I'll be like, well, that's cool. You know, like, oh, here's a guy, you know, like riding a whale or something. I'm like, all right, well, that seems feasible.
I've noticed when I hide things, like, it'll be fine for like a week or so, and then suddenly new things will start popping up again.
Yeah,
because Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
And so then I have to hide all those. But as I mentioned, like the silver lining in all this is progressives make a damn good meme.
We do. And yeah, that's what I would say. Like, that, whatever bad shit happens in your life, there'll be a meme that comes out of it that'll be almost make the bad thing worth that. It'll be worth it. The bad thing happened because there's this funny thing now.
Yeah, I should have actually made them into slides to share.
Oh, God.
Some of the memes I sent you, I know I sent you the Gulf of Spirit Halloween. Because that's just classic, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Everybody loves a good Spirit Halloween.
My absolute favorite was "This Is Not My Beautiful Gulf," which had a tiny little David Bird.
Yes, sticking
like
up
popping out from
the top of the Yucatan
Yeah,
Peninsula.
exactly.
I like that one too. That was one of the ones I did enjoy. I actually responded to you on that.
Yes. And Moon Pie, the actual company Moon Pie, you know, that makes the little sandwich cakes.
Yes.
Posted that, oh, I guess we're now renaming things. Great. We're going to call Florida Moon Pie Town. And you said, oh, wait, Florida's a state. Not anymore. It's Moon Pie Town. And I'm like, this whole tweet or wherever they posted it.
That's awesome.
It was so
I didn't
funny.
see that one. I did see the one. What was the Totino's Pizza Rolls presents the Gulf of America sponsor, powered by Home Depot. Right?
Powered by Home Depot, absolutely. I thought that one was great too. There was also a RuPaul one that was like something RuPaul brought to you by Anastasia of Beverly Hills, because that's a big, you know, that's who sponsors most of RuPaul Drag Race.
Okay.
So it's all stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, memes, man. We can make a meme. we're not so good yet at stopping a
not so good at stopping fascism.
No.
Pretty good at comedy.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying. We're trying our damn best.
That's where it flips and flops, right? Because they can't comedy, but they're pretty good at fascism. Pretty good at implementing their nonsense.
Yeah, I know that's true, but they are definitely bad at comedy. Oh, speaking of, did you see the official White House Instagram account's attempt at comedy on
I
Valentine's
Day? Did see that, and boy, was that a shit show. Yeah.
Oh my God, it was.
This will lead us into a thing I want to talk about later.
Yeah.
So if you want to just,
shall we just get into
might as well.
Is this bullshit or is this headline?
Let's say headlines.
All right, we'll do it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was a little bullshit, but it's leading into the headline. Anyway,
it definitely is.
I also spent part of the week last week interacting for a few minutes on Facebook with right-wingers.
Oh God.
About some of the things that were going on, some of the firings and whatnot, which this is a headline thing.
Mm-hmm.
All the firings, the government people being fired.
Right.
And I was just trying to discuss with them the sensibility of all this. And it turns out they can't be reasoned with.
Right.
It all boils down to, ha, fuck you. I just want to see other people suffer. It's so much Schadenfreude, essentially. And until it starts to burn them, they're not going to. And even when it does, somehow or another, that'll be Biden's fault, or it'll be because of trans people or immigrants or some horse shit.
Right.
Like it won't ever.
DEI.
There will never be an acceptance of, oh fuck, I fucked myself. I did the bad thing. I'm now this is payback. I fucked around and found out. There will never be that realization. So if you're waiting for that, if you're waiting for I fucked around and found out. I mean, I've seen a few posts, although I kind of think this might be propaganda on our side a little bit. I've seen a few things where people
the Trump voters who are surprised by the outcome.
Oh, this came and bit me in the ass, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it's too early. I feel like maybe.
I don't know that it's that early because some people were literally just fired.
I mean, here's the thing I was trying to say to the people was even if you think a government agency was so much dead weight, right? Think about all the other things tangentially that were affected by that. So here's the thing. I work for a company. I don't work for the government, okay? But I do work for a company that sells things to some government agencies.
Right.
Ergo, is it going to have an effect on my company? Yeah, to a degree. I mean, but here's the thing. We don't just sell things to companies. We are to government agencies. We did have some government contracts, is what I'm trying to say. And those government contracts might now be up in the air. I don't fucking know. Listen, but also we have contracts with a great many universities.
Mm-hmm.
Now, universities, not directly a government agency, but however, they are all government employees in some fashion, if you think about it. This is a funny thing to me. I've always thought this was funny about South Carolina. South Carolina votes red, right?
Right.
When I lived in Columbia, South Carolina, I didn't know a single motherfucker who didn't in some manner work for the government. They either worked directly for the state government, they worked for county government, they worked for a agency of the government, or they worked for a university,
right,
or a library or something like that. Like I've told you I had a lot of librarian friends, and all librarian friends fucking work for the government. I don't give a fuck. Like there ain't no library on earth that isn't owned by the government in some capacity, right? Whether it's a university library, I mean
private.
Okay, there
libraries.
Could be where's a private library?
Any private university.
Okay. A private university.
So like the Christian universities, all the private
universities. Okay. But
Emory was private.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying? There's like there's a great many people who are affected by this shit. And maybe haven't been affected yet, but it will trickle down and eventually affect all these things. And I was just trying to point this out to somebody on the internet, and they were like, "Fuck them! Who gives a shit?"
Yeah,
good riddance. I hope you're all homeless. He said, I hope you're all homeless. And I'm like, you understand also that an uptick in unemployment and homelessness means an uptick in crime, don't you? You all will piss and moan when the crime goes up. When your fucking like grill and your lawn chairs get stolen, you'll be carrying on about that. Like, why? I remember you used to be able to leave your fucking grill out in the backyard and not have it stolen, but now you can't. Well, that's why, because everybody's goddamn unemployed. You know?
Right. But so I mean, certainly, and I think there will be, and I think some of those posts have been legit, not all by any means, but I think some of them are, where people are like, holy shit, I lost my job, now what? And that's not what they thought they signed up for, but it was what they signed up for.
Yep.
Which, so to continue talking about the stupid administrative coup that's happening.
Sure.
Because we did elect, but
not
a majority of voters, as it turns out, elected Trump into the presidency, but he's acting more like king. And but then all the bullshit with Musk, right? Like, so a couple of things have come out this week. One thing this is real. I did the research on it. I don't have the screenshots to show you, but a bunch of places, especially the ones I saw that were in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania, programs for disabled adults to live independently, because the keyword that these children that are hacking into the American systems, the keyword is transition, because it's transition housing. It's transition.
Oh, they think they're talking. They think it's about trans.
It's about trans people. Yes.
But so any kind of transition that anybody's doing, they're like, get rid of it.
Basically, yeah, exactly. Basically, all they've done is a keyword search. And they're like, oh, transition. Oh, nope. Cut that. Cut that. Eliminate that.
God. I saw a thing the other, or just today, right before I left, that said apparently these idiots, because they're youngsters, and most of the government programs have been around since the 70s, are written in COBOL.
Yes.
So there's a thing, the 100, you got that on there,
150 years.
Yes. Is just that, like, there's a thing in there when you don't know somebody's age, they put 1875 or something in there as the default, but it doesn't mean that's actually what it is. But they're like, they came back and said, look at all the fraud. There's a bunch of people who are 150 years old collecting Social Security.
There was actually one legitimate Musk tweet that was, there are people collecting Social Security since before America was a country. First of all, let's talk about this. 150 years, not America was a country.
That's true.
Second of all, it's not possible because Social Security didn't happen.
Social Security came about in 1930 something.
Right. That's not possible, but that was a legit tweet.
It's a New Deal policy. It couldn't have pre-existed that.
Exactly. It's absolutely fucking insane.
Yes, these people are all crazy. And I'm just kind of, I will say that's going back to Schadenfreude. That is one of the things I'm waiting on, is for my mother or my aunt to call me or text me and tell me, oh, they cut off my Social Security, and I'm going to be like, oh dear.
Oh my Medicare, my
I'll
Medicaid,
be goddamn.
whatever.
Well, I don't know what I don't know if I told you this, but I sent my aunt a text a week or so ago. Did I tell you that? Did I relay that message?
I don't know about that.
I just don't want to repeat myself.
I don't remember.
I had sent her a thing about how the Trump administration had rescinded the Biden order of the cheaper prescriptions.
Yes.
Did I mention this already?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I just don't want to talk in circles.
No, you're fine. But that also does bring up another thing, right? So they rescinded the current administration rescinded that today, because we did somehow, for some fucking reason, decide that RFK Jr. is in fact qualified.
Sure, yeah.
To lead the health department, and which is absolute insanity. The man has a brain worm.
Yeah, I got some. Okay, go ahead and finish this.
Which is also funny because not that this man is by any means a hero, but Mitch McConnell was one of the few no votes because he actually is a polio survivor.
Right.
And he's like, I don't really love the fact that we don't want to do vaccines anymore. But apparently one of the things that came out today specifically was regarding SSRI.
Yeah.
Which is, like antidepressants, anxiety medications, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I'm on an SSRI.
Sure, yeah.
It helps me.
Loads of people are, and it helps them. And this like this is some fucking like you remember when Tom Cruise criticized Brooke Shields for being on SSRIs and was like, oh, you don't need that. Vitamins will fix that shit up.
Exactly.
You know?
Yes.
Vitamins and sunshine aren't going to make everything okay.
Exactly.
You know, like, will they help your life a little? Maybe. I mean, listen, I'll say, can improving your nutrition and or your health affect other things? Yes, but it won't fix everything, you know? But anyway, yeah, and this motherfucker, here's the thing I don't understand. So this is the thing I don't get. Like, you know, the fucking pharmaceutical companies funded all this horse shit too, right?
Yeah.
Like, they had to throw big money behind shit.
Absolutely.
So what are they thinking now? They're like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Right, this is what we said. Like,
no, don't tell them to not take our medication. God damn it.
Right, please. Well, right, because that was part of the argument was that SSRIs are more addictive than heroin, which is hilarious to me coming from a guy that has an admitted
heroin
problem.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
and they're not, because most people who are on SSRIs will eventually go off of them because they're like, I don't like the side effects. Fuck it. You know, like I've never known a single bipolar person who'll take them for more than 6 months at a time. You know, before they go, fuck this shit. It makes me feel like, stunted or something.
And like with SSRIs, it actually is beneficial to like switch them up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Just because your brain will like, oh, now we're used to this. Let's do something, you know, like now let's make you suicidal while you're taking an antidepressant. So it's good to switch it up. And also,
do they come with caveats? Yes, fucking every drug on earth does. But
yes,
you know, may cause nausea and diarrhea. Your fingernails will turn blue and fall out. I don't know, but you know.
all the things you've seen. Well, and I'll tell you, I'm a fairly recent person that has been on SSRI. The one that I'm on, I started literally the day before the hurricane. I'm not joking.
Okay.
So in that moment, I was like, a great time to be experimenting with antidepressants, and I take it for anxiety. So and I'm like, oh great.
Yeah. Well,
this.
Did you take double the amount during the hurricane?
No, I just haven't.
You got out of town. You're like, I can't
did get out of town. But so whatever, it may have helped a little then. Blah blah blah. We upped the dose a little, which is unrelated. Like that was after, but and I will tell you, it is working. This past weekend, we were downtown at a tap room, and there was in the corner there was a family with 3 very small, very loud children. And you know, normally that for me, I'd be like, no, sir. And while I was like, well, that's a little annoying, I wasn't like, you know, eyes darting, freaking out, looking for an exit, which would have been me,
right?
You know, 6 months ago.
So, you know, like you find toddlers in a brewery, like.
No, I don't like it.
I know, but you find it like just an inconvenience.
Yeah, it was just mildly annoying instead of I would like to murder everyone in this bar. Yeah, no, I also think toddlers in a brewery is a stupid idea.
And while we're at it, fuck your dog also. Don't bring your dog in the goddamn brewery. You don't have to go everywhere with your fucking dog. I have dogs and I leave them at home all the time. You know what they do? They whimper and pee on the floor. That's what they do. Fuck them.
I'm totally okay with dogs this is an opinion we completely different because I would much rather have a dog at a bar than a toddler.
I mean, a dog is better in a bar than a toddler, but I am saying that you don't have to take your dog every goddamn place. There are people who are just like, you know, they can't go anywhere. They go to a fucking restaurant. They bring their dog. They go, oh, do you have a place for my dog? It's a fucking restaurant. No, you're not even supposed to be in here with a fucking dog.
You are not. No, and as somebody who takes my adventure cat to breweries, but she's like, hey, I'm sitting in my backpack. I'm totally cool. Everyone's fine with me. Hi, everybody.
Oh, shit, Mexico, I saw a girl with a budgie in a backpack. And I was like, that's some crazy shit now.
That's awesome.
Like, your budgie has no desire to leave the fucking house. Like the budgie was probably like, we were walking down the street and I kept hearing this chirp, 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 chirp. And I was like, what the? I was looking around.
Like, what is around here?
What bird is that? And then I finally realized the girl in front of me had a backpack with a budgie in the backpack. And I was like, that's crazy.
Although when we were in Spain, they're the wild parakeets. And we were at Park Well, and there were these wild parakeets. They were hanging out right outside the and by wild, I actually mean feral parakeets.
Yes,
Like generationally
like
feral
they're
parakeets.
not natural to the area.
Yeah,
They've been
well,
let go. They're
yeah.
they're budgies that someone let go, right?
But they were hanging outside the cafe area because when we go to a historic place, we like to find the bar. And so we were sitting at the cafe drinking a beer, and they were hanging out there. And like at various points, they got a slice of pizza.
Mhm.
They're just these goddamn parakeets. They got a slice of pizza. They got some donuts.
Yeah,
Like they just got all kinds
that's
of
the reason
things.
they're there because people feed them.
And then everybody was standing under the tree taking pictures of these parakeets eating donuts because they're like, look how cute. And I'm like, well, they're like feral cats.
Yeah,
it's not cute. They're like really, really
this
colorful
is really an
pigeons.
environmental disaster,
Yeah,
honestly.
They're
But
very colorful pigeons.
yeah.
So yes. All right. So
What
actually, we really have covered almost everything.
Oh gosh.
Oh well, today. So we didn't really get into like what have you been up to?
Oh no, we didn't.
So let's do that here at the end. So before I ask you what you've been up to,
Yeah, tell me. Obviously, you have something.
well, today we went down to the Rally for Justice, which happened down at the city and county buildings here in Nashville. And there were rallies throughout North Carolina. There were actually rallies all across the country. But the rallies in North Carolina really started out as if you're not from North Carolina, excuse me, you don't know this, but there were two Supreme Court justice candidates, one progressive, one conservative. And the votes, it was clear. It was a relatively clear
60,000 votes in favor of the progressive person, but yet the person who didn't win has sour grapes and keeps contesting the election.
Yes.
So they haven't seated a judge yet because they keep fucking around.
Correct. Because
this guy's trying to get all the votes thrown out for various whatever. I don't know what his reasons are.
Well, his reasons are, so it's 60,000 votes that he's trying to get invalidated. And they include things like he's trying to invalidate especially a lot of absentee votes, and specifically military absentee votes, which is insane because he was a former military. He was in the military, and he voted in elections using that same completely legal, completely
it's
normal
always
process.
rules for thee, not for me with these people, you know?
And there were people that spoke at the rally today who, for no reason, absolutely no reason that they or anyone else can figure out, their votes were on the list. And like they did everything they were supposed to do. Many of them had been registered here for decades. Some of them had only been registered here for like a couple years, but either way. And like we have a stupid voter ID law, which is also unconstitutional and I hate.
Yeah.
But everybody, they're like, we did what we were asked. We took our IDs, we got checked in, the ballot was accepted, everything was fine. And somehow our
if this motherfucker hadn't lost, he wouldn't have any problem with the fucking balloting.
Correct. Correct.
That's all it amounts to is sour grapes. I lost, and that's not fair. Boo-hoo. You know, and he's going to keep holding the fucking thing up until they seat this lady, which they eventually will.
I think they will. It will eventually go to our current Supreme Court in North Carolina, which is a dicey proposition, right? Because we're a red state with a blue governor. But and so the Supreme Court is kind of mixed. But some of the previous decisions, like when he first brought this and they kept kicking it back, some of the dissents were, look, you had the opportunity. This isn't how you do it.
Yeah.
So if it goes, and it will go back to the Supreme Court, it's hopeful that even the conservative judges will side with, this is some bullshit.
This is the bullshit. You lost. Fuck off.
Yeah. So it's all crazy. But you know, it felt good to be out. It was fucking freezing. It was so cold. We were only there for, it was a 2-hour rally.
Well,
we were only there for an hour.
Today. Yes. That's the problem. It's like it's fairly cold, but it's also windy as fuck. So
it was cold.
So it feels colder than it is.
It was very cold. I had
wind chill, as they call it.
Yes, as they call it. I had my hat on, I had my gloves on, I had my coat on, I did not have a scarf, and what I wished I had was like long johns or something because I was so cold. My legs were so cold by the time we left. But it felt good to be out, to be a part of. I mean, it was packed. There were tons of people there, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you might feel like your voice doesn't matter, but just if you have a voice, if you have a platform, do everything you can, because that's all we've got right now.
It's true.
Is to do that.
It's true.
So,
part of the reason why I pester people on the internet.
Exactly. So, well, and also today is President's Day.
Right. I wish, people keep saying these are unprecedented times, and I wish that we could say they were unprecedented times, because I could do without this president.
Yeah, I agree.
Although if he keeps fucking with the FAA, eventually and he likes to fly places, so eventually Air Force One will just crash, and we won't have to worry.
I mean, we're flying out about a month from now, and
same. I'm a little.
I can't say I'm not a little concerned.
Yeah, I know. Every time I see about a plane crash, and I'm like,
well, the fact that we've had like 5.
Yeah, it's been too many
in a month, whereas we didn't before.
We got some folks.
Folks. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm assuming that you're talking about Griffin. And we're gonna go yes.
Yeah, for
hopefully
sure.
he will be, because he's trying to steal the election, and that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's
Oh yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah, you're right.
That's true. They're not letting people know that
you are
there's
correct,
this much going on.
I did take just one picture, like when we got there from the back, because we were way back. We were not close, and but I took a quick picture. I sent it to my sister. But you're right, we should share it. But also, like, I can, if I go onto some of the pages that posted it too, to share those from those pages. So yes, we did. And while our rally was specifically about this election, it certainly is. There were rallies all over the country today for not my President's Day. Yeah. For people arguing this situation. Yes. So it's all some serious bullshit. But what have you been up to? It doesn't have to be.
I have been up to absolutely, I mean, I don't know. We had 2 days this last week where it actually got nice enough for me to go out and do a little painting on my R2D2.
Oh yeah. I did see those pictures.
We got a little bit I got a little bit of blue painted on the R2D2 on the blue parts. That's about all I've done last week. I mean, well, my son came over for the weekend. He was going to go buy a car, but then the deal, like, the guy sold the car to somebody else. So we didn't end up going, but we sat around and watched movies and caught up. So that was okay. I watched, last night I watched, what did I watch? Oh, Bubba Hotep, which is a movie with
I'm very familiar with that.
You've seen that?
I have seen it. Not only have I seen it, friend of the show, our good friend Jill Value.
Yeah.
She did the
cover art.
Okay. Yep.
Well, I finally watched. It's been on my list forever. I finally got around to watching Bubba Hotep last night. With the Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
And Ossie Davis, who I love Ossie Davis also. Ossie Davis was in a lot of Spike Lee shows, but he was also very good friends with Burt Reynolds. I don't know if people know that or not.
I don't.
He was also a close personal friend of Malcolm X when Malcolm X was alive. He actually spoke at Malcolm X's funeral. Yes.
Oh wow. Ossie Davis is great.
Yeah.
He was a playwright too.
Yeah.
He wrote. Shoot! I watched it recently. I didn't bring my phone in here to look up that. I will post it. He wrote an incredible play that won a Tony last year.
Okay.
And they had like a film version of it on PBS.
Yeah.
And we watched it, and it was amazing.
Well, let me know, because I love anything with Ossie. Like, he's one of the people I just, like, I see him in something, and I'm like, I should see that.
He's not in it.
I know,
but he wrote it.
Right.
But it's got some good. It's got Leslie Odom Jr., he was in the original cast of Hamilton. So I can't remember exactly what it's called. Okay. I will send it to you. I'll look it up.
Well, I love Bubba. So I saw Bubba Hotep last night. I loved it. Then I watched SLC Punk, which I haven't ever seen. Mm-hmm. God damn, that was a really good movie too. Jason Segel,
right?
Back when he was younger. Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard. I love Matthew Lillard.
Yeah. Great fucking movie. I saw that there's a sequel to it.
Oh, I didn't know.
I might check that out. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. So, anyways, that's about all I've done this week is watch some media.
That's fair. I mean,
and paint some robots. I painted some robots and watched some media.
I'll tell you, I've been binge watching shows. I took up crochet only so that I wasn't doom scrolling.
That's fair.
Because I would find myself sitting there just like with something on Netflix or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd be half paying attention and I'd be doom scrolling. And I'm like, you know what? I can do better than this. I can
find something else to do with your hands.
Yeah. That's all I need. Like, I'm still half paying attention to the show, but I'm crocheting.
Years ago, Emily took up, I guess she's tried crochet and knitting, and she's done, and both were for fidgeting reasons, just to have something to mess with. There is a box elder beetle here for some reason.
Yeah, no, we're infested with them.
Oh, okay. I got stink bugs at my house, so it could be worse.
That's weird. Go away. No, we are like box elders, and it was cold today, but it was sunny.
Yeah.
So they've been all like in the house.
I think every old house either has box elder beetles, ladybugs, or stink bugs.
We do get some combination, but we do get some stink bugs, but we have fewer than we used to even.
All winter, it's been.
Yeah. Good. No, we don't have it. I have not watched it.
I haven't either. I heard good things.
Yeah, but maybe we should challenge ourselves to watch it.
We should do that. Yes, 100%.
And talk about it next week.
Let's do that. That will at least have something nice to talk about.
So even though it'll be over a week old.
I saw that thing and it was funny. Or whatever.
No, yeah. I'm totally.
I mean, I'm sure it's. I heard it was.
Yeah, I've seen a ton of recaps of it.
I've seen some responses to it, but I haven't watched it. Yes.
So let's to have some good news.
Yes.
Well, maybe we'll make a new segment of good news.
Okay. We need a little segment that says what's good. We'll talk about.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. But yeah, so it might be over a week old, but we should talk about it or challenge ourselves to watch it and talk about it. So, all right. Well, I do think we've had a lot of episodes here. We've done the episode. So why don't you take us away?
All righty then. Bill Has Opinions is engineered, produced by Laura Lavoie. The opinions of Bill are his and his alone, unless Laura agreed with him, or vice versa. I don't know. We didn't really disagree.
Just dogs and bars.
Dogs and bars. Oh yeah, she doesn't agree with my dog opinion.
Dogs and breweries. I get you on the bar. Like if you're inside.
If you're in a restaurant, you shouldn't have a dog. Leave your fucking dog at home.
But yeah, a brewery, outdoor brewery, whatever. That's fine.
Okay. I mean, if it's a dog restaurant, fine. Bring the dog. But anyway, I digress. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on Facebook. #OpinionGang or #Can't Miss Bullshit. If you have something to say about our show, a question, comment, concern, idea for future shows, whatever the hell. I know the last few episodes have mostly been topical, but we have a tendency sometimes to we'll have a theme, and if you throw us one, we'll do it.
Yeah, we have in the past. We started we started going just for headlines lately, but there's no reason we couldn't go back to a topical theme.
We'll spin it back around eventually.
Sure.
We'll run out of.
Plus, there'll be holidays and shit in the middle.
Yes.
So.
Anyways, well, be sure to tune in next week for another exciting episode when we'll talk about pretty much the same stuff.
More bullshit. And hopefully the Saturday Night Live 50.
Oh yeah, we'll discuss that since that was brought up. Yes,
yeah.
That's exactly the kind of feedback we're talking about.
Correct. Okay. Yes, please. Thank you. All right.
And thanks for joining us, new person.
Thanks, Dan. All right, we'll see you soon.
All righty.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.